Good morning. Excuse me, 1 year no beer. How are you? I've just got an urge to keep doing a few videos while this lockdown's on. I think because I believe so strongly, that I'm so pleased that I'm not drinking. And looking at my comments, some of the posts, if I can still keep helping a few people, just think, do you know what, I'm going to try again. Do you know what, I'm going to do it, because it is so worth it. I would hate to think of the old me going through this situation. I couldn't bear the thought of it. I'd probably feel a bit buzzier sometimes because I'd be creating that fake happiness at night. You know, oh, let's get through it, let's have a drink, oh, let's get on a big Zoom call and let's get pissed. That's what I'd be doing. I'd be the biggest party organiser of Zoom calls just so I can have a drink with somebody. And yeah, and that'd sort of take away the worry and the fear and the anxiety that you genuinely have, but it just puts a whole other load on top of it that you don't realise at the time. And so I'd really do, and it's just like my passion with fitness, it's the same sort of thing. And people might say, so why are you doing it? Why are you doing it 1 year no beer? Why don't I do it on my own pages? But because I've never, even though I massively believe in not drinking, I made a decision not to make that my business. You know, I've got my community, but I'm into fitness and stuff, and living a healthy life and all that sort of stuff. And I do talk about not having alcohol sometimes, but I've not made it my business. So sometimes I still struggle. And so it is nice to be connected still to 1 year no beer. And I've got to be honest, that they've all I've ever used. I know there's lots of other non-drinking sites, you know, but 1 year no beer, you know, I really think the world of Steph, who has the women who don't drink one. And but I've just really felt I've not needed anything else. I've just stayed with 1 year no beer. It's like, you know, if I have a face cream or something, I get the whole range. I don't use a bit of this and a bit of that. I just stay. And so that really worked for me. So I could put all my energies, and I even neglected my own business in my early days. I was just in 1 year no beer. I commented, I liked, I did a video every day, and I really supported other people. I think that's really important. I know there's lurkers and that's absolutely fine, but I think it's really important to stay connected, stay close and really get to know people. I'm not even making any sense this morning, but I just want to explain why I sometimes come in and do these videos, because it re-inspires me. You know, selfishly it does. Not that I need re-inspiring for not drinking, but sometimes I do struggle with it. But I really believe in it. I really truly believe in it, and sometimes think, should I have done a business of not drinking? Because I know it'd bloody work, because I believe so passionately in it, but I don't need to. When 1 year no beer are doing it, and now it's open up to everybody, I'm going to promote the shit out of it. Because it's what I do anyway. Anybody who asks, how did you do it? Because obviously I get people in my community saying, how did you give up? How did you go? Can you give me any tips? I just 1 year no beer, 1 year no beer. That's all I do. You know, all my videos are on YouTube, 1 year no beer, you know. So, but yeah, people assume it's easy because you're 1,000 days in, you know, over 3 years down the line. Some days it's not. Some days it really isn't. I would love to stand here and say, oh, it's ace, because life's still hard sometimes, whether you're drinking or not. But all I know now is that I don't resort to alcohol to mask it, which is what I would be doing big time in this situation, absolutely big time, you know. And I can't bear what I'd be like, and to think what I used to be like. I'd phone anybody up, anybody who talked to me. Oh, well, I had a drink. You know, this is how I talk. I've got my lipstick here. I'd be talking on the phone, and sometimes didn't want them to hear me drinking. Please say somebody else used to do this. Yeah. And you know that lovely feeling you'd get, that fake feeling, but it was lovely at the time, where you open your bottle of Prosecco at 6 o'clock and all right, I'll have a chat with somebody. Yeah, Ian. Yeah, it's all right. And you'd be having a chat. And before you know, if you're on for an hour, that would be a bottle gone for me. And I didn't want to let them hear how quickly I was drinking, unless it was one of my drinking buddy friends, then I wouldn't mind. But if it was just one of my normal friends who had a normal relationship with alcohol, look at me role playing with my lipstick. And I'd do this, I'd say I've got a cup of herbal tea here, so pretend this is my big glass of Prosecco, because they're always big, never the bloody champagne flutes. If anybody bought a champagne flutes, I'd just think, what's the point of that? It's gone. So I'd be like that, and I'd set off like this, drinking the wine, and then I'd be conscious how quick I was drinking, so they'd be chatting, I'd do that. Yeah. And I'd chat, right, I want another drink. Oh, hang on, she's saying a good bit. Hang on, oh no, that's not so good. Yeah. I don't even know why I'm telling you this, but this is just the sort of stuff I used to do. And that's the sort of stuff that I don't miss. It's the stupid little things that you don't miss. I mean, I could talk for hours about the stuff, I could talk for hours anyway, but I could talk for hours about the stuff that I used to do. And I've just, while this lockdown's on, I'm happy just to come and do a few videos, just how I used to do. And just to, even if it's just little nuggets like that, to think, do you know what, I used to do that and it's ridiculous. I don't want to be that person anymore. And yes, there's some days which are really tough. There's some days, which I won't go on to now because it's a whole other story, so I'll save it for another day, where there's been days, and some of you, the old people, have heard them, but there's some days where they've been shockingly low, shockingly bad. I've been crying because I just want to have a drink, but never quite enough to actually have one. And I knew I wouldn't drink him a 365, that was a given. But now, there's nothing stopping me. Who gives a shit whether I have a drink or not? Nobody. I'm not in a challenge. I've not made any promises to anybody. I've not made a promise to myself. But I've just never wanted it enough. And sometimes that pisses me off, because sometimes I'd quite like it, I think. Sometimes I miss the old me, but never enough to do it. I don't ever want to go to that person who's talking to a really good friend going, and I tell you, if I'm the only person who's done that, I've just made a tit of myself, but I'm not even bothered, because there's so many other things that I used to do, which I'll share with you. So if you're in the early days, well done. Somebody, I just seen a comment on the video from yesterday, I've done my first Thursday. I got a whoosh. I actually got a whoosh for her. Absolutely brilliant. Honestly, don't ever diminish your achievements because you think you've only done a few days, because I tell you, the first day is epic. The first weekend is brilliant. So just, it might not feel brilliant at the time. If it, like me, like I said yesterday, it'll feel bloody awful, but you won't know that yet until you later on. And I just can't wait for you to experience it, because I love it most of the time. And the fact that it's most of the time makes me want to stay alcohol free. All right then, I'm going, because I'm working and actually, sorry, I won't say what I was just about to say. So I will see you soon. All right then, I know that wasn't much of a message in that video, but that's how they get, and I'm just going back to how I normally used to do them, which is waffling. All right then, have a wonderful day. Oh, and it's bank holiday, but I'll do a video about bank holiday tomorrow morning, because I've got some stories about my old bank holidays compared to what they're like now. And obviously this time it's different for everybody. So yeah, 3 different versions of bank holiday. All right then, cheerio, bye.